These are the 8 wildcard dancers that will go to the Red Bull Dance Your Finals in LA on 11th of October 2025. Do you want to know who are these 8 wildcard dancers? Stick till the end so you will see all the explanations and all these dancers. Dancer number 1, Hiroko Boogie, a Japanese female lockster. What I really like about her, dancers from Japan, they're very calm, they are relaxed, they stay in their lane, but in a very positive way. You feel their aura, you feel their being very peaceful. That's a good word. She's very peaceful. She can really translate that through her dance. And also what I like about her style of dancing, because locking is about happiness, it's about pointing to people, is smiling, and that is what she's also doing. And she's not putting on a fake show smile, but she's putting on a genuine smile. And because she smiles so much, I also gonna smile and the audience gonna smile, and that is gonna be one of her biggest strengths, pointing to the audience and smiling. And that is a key factor for the Red Bull Dancer Style format, because it's all about pleasing the crowd and entertaining the crowd, and also all the other dancers there. I like her style. She doesn't do a lot of fancy stuff. She's just sticking to the basic. I see a lot of lockers having high pace and very explosiveness, but she stays relaxed and on a very modern pace. This, of course, everything in this video is subjective because dance is an art form, and I try to break this down as good as possible from my point of view, because from originally I coming from the sports side, so I try to break down the athletic part of dancing. And also, she is, instead of that she do heavy crazy showman stuff, she's just traveling a lot, sticking to the basics and pointing to people and smiling a lot. That is what I like about her. She's also pretty tall for a Japanese woman. I don't know how long she is, but I think she's equal as long as like a average Dutch woman. I think like 1.70 meters. And because she has like very long arms and long legs, she can utilize this, and with locking it's being executed very well. Second dancer, a crumpster from France, Silent, a French crumper. She is very respected in the national French crump scene, but also in the international crump scene. I saw some clips of her in Freedom City in the Netherlands, and all-style open style competition here in the Netherlands, but also in other competitions in Europe. And she is also in a really good momentum. What is cool about her, crumping is a very pure and raw expression. You see it in the facial expression. So they put their raw emotion, raw power into powerful movements. The audience is feeling this style. I was also a couple of years ago in a battle. I was attending to a battle, just checking out. There was a lot of hip hop, and everyone knows with hip hop dancing, everyone's grooving, is bouncing. Audience sometimes going with the dancers, and sometimes they don't. But with crumping, all the hip hop dancers, all the other style dancers were standing for every battle with crumping, because not grumping, but crumping is a really powerful emotional dance, and they can translate very well to their powerful stomps and hooks and punches. That is also what she doing good. Normally a crumper can dance very well, what I have saw on hip hop or crumping music or very aggressive music. Let's go to that aggressive part. I saw a clip of Silent that she was dancing on Linkin Park, on more heavier type of rock music. She could do that so well. So if they're gonna play rock type of music or more like hard type of aggressive music, she is in her advantage to use that in the Red Bull Dancer Styles finals. But how would she do in Afro? I saw her dancing on house. So she's already familiar with different types of music styles and using her pure crumping style into that. And she has three things what she's doing very nice, what the crowd will notice. Firstly, the facial expression, because she's like, rah. Because of that, the audience is gonna go crazy and they're gonna feel it. They're gonna see it. Number two is she has pretty long arms, and when she's doing the punches, when she's smashing in the air and doing the crumping basic, I myself, I'm not a crumper, but what I've saw is that she's executing the basics very well, because she's putting all the energy out there. The audience is gonna feel it. And also she got another one. She got her ponytail, and with the ponytail, she using that in her advantage to swing with her head, and you see like a third arm or third leg here that is capturing the attention of the audience, and sometimes she's grabbing her ponytails and just pointing out or going a different direction. So this can really help her in that advantage. Number 3, we go to the UK, Paris Crossley, a popper dancer, but not a typical popper dancer, because he's from the new generation of poppers, and a lot of new generation of dancers of the last, say, like 5 years. So dancers between like that are now between the 20 and 30. They're pretty new school. What do I mean with this is they can dance their pure style, like Paris can do popping on hip hop music and also on other type of music. I saw that she was dancing in the finals in a pure, like, I thought was like a pure hip hop open style battle. I think like was I only heard hip hop and hip hop music, and I only saw hip hop dances, but she can translate really good the popping techniques, but also staying in her popping lane, translating that into hip hop. Normally, if I see battle dancers, they are like triggering each other emotionally, but with her, she's just checking and she's steering her lane, she's staying relaxed. So for battle dancing, that is really good, because if you stay in your lane, you will not be overwhelmed and you can do your thing. But another thing, because this is dance your style and the format is the audience are the judges, you need to go crazy with the audience. Because I saw certain clips that the audience noticing like she doing crazy moves, or she's sometimes watching to the audience. But she needs to step up more in her game. If she can do that, then she can. That is what her will be her biggest challenge. I would give to her, to really also more energy and giving to the audience. She also, I saw some battle clips from her from 2023 till now, and in her last battle, like somewhere in Malaysia, she was going crazy. She was just also adding ground movement, some rolling, some transition to the ground, but really smooth, like type of floor work, hip hop based floor work, and she was using that very nice. So in my opinion, I think complete dancer can have conscious level changes, but also being very comfortable at the crawling, the squat, and the lying down position on the ground. Of course, it's all subjective. Dancer number 4 from South Africa, Limpopo Boy. He's doing a style Amapiano, a dance style from South Africa. And this style is taking the whole world by love and by dancing. And because it's an African based style dancing, African music and dancing, and also the people, they are famous and notorious for celebrating, enjoying the music, celebrating with other people, celebrating with the audience. When I see Limpopo, when he's like teaching on a big Afro stage with like 50 to 100 people, you see people enjoying his dance, and he's enjoying the dance with them, and he's also enjoying his own dance. Because of that, this would be on this list. I think he has the biggest crowd awakening and connection of all the dance, because of his background of being South African and also being an Amapiano dancer. So that's going to be amazing. He has strong knee work and strong footwork. So when other styles will come, like hip hop, I think he can do pretty solid. When his disco will be really solid. How will he do with crumping? How will he do with other type of music that will come that even we are not familiar with? Maybe the DJ will drop some tracks like that Limpopo is like, what do I need to do? But I think he can manage it. But the biggest thing is like, the only weakness or challenge what I see for him is like, how well will he adapt to other styles? Number 5, one of my personal favorite one on this list. I think one of my personal favorite, Victor from Czech Republic. He is a whacking and a folking dancer, and he have been dancing on the highest level within whacking and invoking, but particularly in whacking. In the last 4 or 5 years, he is also in a great momentum like some other dancers on this list, and he is on the semi-finals and finals. I saw some battle of him in South Korea on YouTube. But he has a couple of things that makes him different than other top whacking dancers. Number 1, he is a tall lad. He is a freakish tall guy. Because he has long arm and long legs, he can utilize that in dancing. Sometimes I see tall dancers and they have sloppy execution within their dance style. With a particular style like whacking, where everything is very well executed, like going straight, going no for their arm movements. It's, if you have long limbs, You can break it or make it. And he is making it constantly because he's executing with his long arms very correctly and very perfectly. I am not myself, I'm a whacker, but I saw some whackers and amazing. And he's one of my personal favorite male whackers in the scene. Also, number two is because we go full Italian, because whacking has been created in the 70s, 80s in the clubs and disco as an liberation dance. Of course, every dance on this list is a liberation, but this style is a really liberation and show a show dance. Like you show your feathers, like when it's spring and the birds are showing their feathers to each other, to the female, to the other male, like, hey, like a peacock, like, look at me. And he has this like peacock mentality, but not in an arrogant way, and a very still like, I don't know him personally, but when I see him dancing on these finals in South Korea, he was showcasing his feathers, and he has this really amazing facial expression. He's like grooving. You feel everything what he's doing, even when he's like doing this type of stuff. You feel that I feel that he's feeling what he's doing, and that is amazing. He's pretty flexible. So when he's going like, say like when he's doing like a half bridge, like a yoga gymnastic bridge, that he doesn't put his arms on the ground, and he is then doing crazy movements and technical stuff with his fingers and his hands. So that's also what he can utilize very nicely in this competition. And he can also adapt to other musics very good, because he can go on whacking music, disco music, house music, all the club music. He can go hard into it. I think also hip hop he can also do, Afro he can also do very nicely. Do I have concerns for this dancer? Not really, not really, because he has been at the top of his game for a very long time. He can adapt very well. I also read an article somewhere that he also did like hip hop dancing in the beginning. So because of this background of hip hop dancing, he can go well with the other styles. Number 6, he was known as Diablo, but has now a new artistic name, Jean-Michel Cruel. He is not your typical hip hop dancer, like that you have those typical foundations, because of course dance is subjective. He's also saying like he's doing freestyle, and he's creating a certain way of dancing that fits for him and how he can express himself through the hip hop music. And his style, what I would describe, is a lot of waving movements, a lot of rocking, but also when he's doing like his waving movements, he's stopping, and then he's doing like really micro movements, like he's going very technical with the tutting, and also going very technical with the finger tutting. So that's also a little key detail, that he has this like very technical move. And from there he's doing what I would call the crump stomps, like stamping with the crump, with legs strong on the ground. So that's really nice. He's also on a big momentum, because he has been a Red Bull dancer for the last 2 years, and because he's a Red Bull dancer for the last 2 years, he is already familiar with the Red Bull pressure and also that level of competition, because he's a pure professional. If you are dancing under the banner of Red Bull, you will become an other dancer. Not that your style is gonna change, but you will become more professionally. That is what I saw in his recent interview with the capsule. Definitely highly recommend to check that out, because it's a really good interview. I have learned a lot of things about him. Also because he is with his crew, he know how to, he's on a really good tear, and a good winning streak, and a good momentum, that he can dance still against high level dancers, against Waacxxy. And I saw like a battle clip of like 1 year, 2 years ago, that he was battling in the quarterfinals or semifinals against Waacxxy and another whacking dancer. In the first round, he had hip hop, and in the second round, he had like whacking disco music. He and his brother and his like fellow dance brother can adapt also very well to disco. And because he's a freestyle dancer from origin, he can also adapt really well to other music styles. And because he's also connecting really naturally with the audience, he can come far. I think he will go minimum to the semifinals. Number 7, another Red Bull dancer, David Stalter Jr., also known as the Crown. This dancer has been in Red Bull dancer style finals 2 times, because he already know and how it is at the top level of Red Bull dancer style, and also with big dance competitions, he is used to pressure. And when I see him dancing, he's enjoying the music. He is also like one of those entertaining dancers. He's also really a real battle cat, but he's making a great show. So it doesn't matter if it's a traditional battle system with 2 to 5 judges that will like point to which dancer is gonna win or dancers are gonna win, to a Red Bull dancer format, because he can, what is really strong about this dancer, about like David, is like David can focus first on the opponent, doing the dance, doing the routine, doing the dance he's doing, and then from that moment he is like one split seconds later he's focusing his attention to the audience. And that is going to be a very successful recipe for Red Bull dancer style format, where the audience will decide who is going to the next round and also who is gonna win this whole edition of LA dancing. He has also a lot of variety, from jumping to very strong foundation to putting his fun emotional energy into it, but also fantastic ground movements. He is an amazing example of what I would call a complete hip-hop freestyle dancer. Different level changes, knowing what to do against your opponent and with your opponent, and also how to hype up the crowd. Then we go to the last dancer, Waacxxxy, a dancer from South Korea, the first and only female dancer that ever won the Red Bull Dancer Style finals. And she's also former champ. And because she's former champ, she has this confidence, like, I am the champ, I know how this works, honey. Sit down, stay humble, or come dance with me. But no, I gotta win this competition. She's very humble. Within her battle dancing, she is like really on, like, I am the queen here. But when she is in an interview, or when you like meet her in person, she's very chill and very relaxed. Because I saw some clips of her that she was also at an episode with the Capsule podcast. Also check that one out. Then you see like a whole different type of person, like very humble, very funny, goofy person. So that's also amazing. But the only challenge that I see for her is like, does she has the same willingness as what she had like 2 years ago? Because she is now at her top of her game. She's in her prime. She won the Red Bull championships like 2 years ago. But sometimes with champions, it can go into their head and they have not the same willingness. So what I would advise her is like, just pretend this is your first Red Bull dancer style or your first final ever, and then you will shine harder and better than ever before. And some noticeable highlights of her, what she's doing really well. She's not only have precise, great techniques within her stand-up whacking, the speed she's executing with, but also the transition from like standing to mid to lying down to crawling position, bridging. I saw like once, like she was standing like, say, like not on like in a gymnastic yoga bridge, but just standing on 4 limbs with the butt up and the belly facing the ceiling, and she was waving with her right hand or doing whacking techniques with her right hand and doing some movements with her left leg up. Crazy, technical, and also a great dancer. These are the 8 wildcards. Let me know what you think about this video and about these predictions and this review of these 8 wildcards, and let me know who you think is gonna win and who is your favorite dancer, which other dancers that I need to do a review on. Check you on the gram, check you on YouTube. Enjoy the videos.